Joining me live right now is Dr. Marco Davila, Senior Vice President and Associate Director for Translational Research at Roswell Park. Dr. Davila, good to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
I've talked to you about this for a long time. I can remember, I think a couple of years ago, speaking with your colleague who was the Deputy Director at Roswell, Dr. Bringens, about this. I know this has been a long time in the making. This is why you came to Buffalo, right? Let me just start with, and Eileen gave a good synopsis there, how big a deal is this?
This is a kind of a game changer for our patients in the region and what we think will be the country as well.
Walk us through what actually happens in this facility.
So in that facility, what they'll be doing is receiving patient cells. They'll take the cells and engineer them with a virus where they basically, in that virus is the genetic code to target the patient's cells against their cancer. So they'll mix the virus with the cells, expand them, and then make sure that they pass all appropriate tests and then release them back to me, an investigator and a clinician, so that I can put them into patients.
It's funny because when you think about this, I mean, it sounds so simple. I know it's very complicated, but it's a simple concept, right? It's instead of using chemotherapy or some of these other treatments that can be really harmful to the body, you're just using somebody's own cells. I mean, it is a simple thing, isn't it?
Absolutely. So we think as immunologists that one of the roles of the immune system is to detect cancer and eradicate it. So what we're relying on is the understanding of immune cells to basically do that. All we do is provide into them a little kind of genetic signature to be able to do it a little better, to be able to overcome some problems that the tumor has developed.
What's fascinating about what you announced here today is instead of sending these off to some other facility or to some pharmaceutical company, I mean, you're doing it right here in Buffalo. We mentioned 61 jobs, but it seems like the sky's the limit with this. Why do it here and at Roswell?
Well, I think number one is because that we connect the ideas. This facility is right next to our labs, so we develop the ideas, we test them in our laboratories, and then once we have something that we think is going to work for patients, then we take this to the GMP facility. Once the GMP facility does this, we take it across the street to the hospital. So this is a one-stop shop. You don't want to necessarily have to be able to take things out because you kind of lose some of that control over the innovation. So having things inside all in this one facility, it's rare. There's only a few centers that actually have something like this in the United States.
Yeah, and this is now the largest in this country, maybe the largest in the world. And I watched one of the interviews that you did leading up to this, basically saying that this could be a global destination now for people because this is so sort of at the forefront, right?
Absolutely. I love that term, global destination, because this is when Dr. Bringens and Dr. Johnson brought me on board. They said, this is what we want for Roswell Park. We want you to help us make this a global destination. To me, what that means is that people all over the world are going to be seeking us out to be able to get these life-saving therapies, and this is going to be in the backyard of people that live here in Western New York. So to me, this is a fantastic opportunity, and this is one of the first big steps that we're making towards that.
Finally, let me ask you. Eileen alluded to this. I mean, right now it's been used successfully with blood cancers, but the expectation is that this could be used to treat lots of different cancers, right?
Absolutely. So our charge at Roswell is solid tumor malignancies. That's the the largest number of cancers, and where so far we haven't got cell therapies to work very well. So we have therapies in development for ovarian cancer, for lung cancer, for breast cancer, just to name a few. Those trials are going to be opening at Roswell Park within the next year or two, and they're going to be open nowhere else in the world.
That is fascinating. Good stuff. It's great to see you. Dr. Marco Davila is with Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center. Came here to Buffalo to be doing this, and I know how excited you are to be at this moment. Great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.